Okay. Good morning, germs, worms, friends, and neighbors. It's us again.
It's us again. Good morning.
And how are you, Kelly?
I'm good. I'm good. Happy
Let's-
Sunday
Happy Sunday, yeah. Happy Sunday to me.
to you. So today we've decided we're going to talk about,
Ghosts again.
yes, but specifically ghosts that haunt your home,
Yeah.
or if you want to call it a haunting. Um,
It's that they're there and they don't know how to leave
well, but
or they don't want to leave.
some people have what you have.
Yeah.
I have a totally different issue. So let's discuss your
Okay.
ghosts.
Okay, friends and neighbors. I live in this it's a nice little house suited for just, it's suited for a couple, it's suited for a single person. It's not a big house. It's just a nice, quaint little son of a bitch in the fucking back door woods shit. Anyhow, I'm, I was, me and I had a roommate and, and everybody knows a while back she had passed. Anyhow, but we were going to dinner. I drive because I don't fit in her little fucking small car. So I drive. And so I'm walking right next to my refrigerator. And she's coming up behind me, so we can get in my truck and we can go. And next thing I know, we keep our blender on top of our refrigerator. It's, space, what it is. We don't have a lot. And the fucking thing fell on my head. Now, we don't have a big, huge, deep curve in our floor, so it's not that it was slid off. We Everything's level, everything's solid.
Okay.
And Joe,
How long had that blender been on the refrigerator before it fell off of on your head?
oh, probably since let's talk 10 years,
No.
because Joe, that was her blender. I had a blender. It was on the counter. We put her blender up there just in case mine burned out. We'd use hers. And the motherfucker fell on my head. And Joe goes, "Well, how'd you make that do that?" I look at it and go, "Are you serious? How'd you make that do that? I didn't make that do that. That's what I wanted. I want to have a blender fall on my fucking head." I go, "Jesus Christ." Anyhow, I've known we've had spirits here for a while, along with other little trinkets that come and go. But that's the main one, and it was bonk, hit me on the fucking head. Now that happened to me. Now she lost her husband 33 years ago, and she just never got over it. But
That's
anyhow, she was at another before she moved here. She was at a rental home, and she was on this. Well, she had a big bookshelf like I had a big bookshelf, and it was like 7.5 foot tall, almost went to the ceiling. But you could put little knickknacks on the very top shelf. And she was trying to get up and grab one little thing because it had tipped over and straighten it. And so, like a real smart person that she was climbing on the bookshelf. And next thing she knows, oh, the son of a bitch. No, she wasn't on a bookshelf. I take that back. She was on a stool. And the stool started tipping backwards because the bookshelf was coming backwards. And she went, "Oh fuck!" And she could just see herself in slow motion with this giant bookshelf coming down on top of her, and her laying there and nobody around because she was single. And next thing she knows, she felt this hand on her buttocks, on her butt, her ass, and it pushed her forward, pushed her up.
wow.
Oh yeah, and to this day, she firmly believes it was her late husband. Now, I would say that's very, very possible. You might have taken him all the places that you went, and that's how come nothing ever congealed with you in all those other relationships you had. Because if that spirit was there getting in your way, then that's what happened. But she firmly believed to her dying day that it was her late husband that had saved her ass from that giant bookshelf. And I tend to agree with her. But I'm back. We're back to my house now, and it just happens. It just so happened. It was Pia. Was it yesterday or day before? Pia's my cat. He's my familiar. We we heard this clunk clank. It was just like that clunk clank. And Pia looked over there, and he's looking and he's looking. I go, just ignore him, Pia. Just ignore them. They're out here. They're just fucking with us. I got up and I went over, and I have a little baseball bat. It's about 18 inches long. You use it for hitting big fish that you catch, especially big lake trout. You hit them in the head, throw them in a cooler. That way, when they thrash around, they don't break your cooler. Anyhow, it was leaning up in the corner. You know how you lean stuff up in the corner. You angle it, but you lean it up there. It was over on the hearth. And I'm thinking, well, I looked down and it wasn't leaning against the hearth anymore. It had fallen down and hit the lamp base. That was a clank. The clink was going across the bricks on the little knob. It's aluminum. Clink and clank. I went, motherfucker. Now I don't have any mice that are that smart. They can't just push over baseball bats. So that happened just 2 nights. I think it was 2 evenings ago. It wasn't at night. It was in the evening. We heard that. And I mean, we hear shit in this fucking house and we see shit in this fucking house all the fucking time.
Well, whenever I was there, I seen the lights,
Yeah.
in the living room that nobody was up and it should have
Oh,
been just dark and pitch black in there. And
and they're having a twinkly show for you.
they were having themselves a little party. Um, I don't have a ghost story, so to speak. I just get them, they come and they visit me. So, but then they move on. So they are either crossing over, moving on, or they're needing to get a message to someone. So I don't have that. My husband, however, swears our house is haunted.
Is that right?
And I tell him it's not haunted, it's just spirits. There is a difference. There is a difference between a
Yeah.
haunt and spirits. And I believe that that's just the spirits trying to get messages either to their loved ones or, coming by and testing the waters, seeing if I'm open or available or, but yeah. Um, because Jose he is sensitive, but I don't know if he sees things or feels things. I haven't asked. But he's like, well, it has to be haunted. It's over 100 years old. It's one of the things that I love about this house is because it is old, and it does have history, um,
Yeah.
but it doesn't have a feel. I don't, I don't feel anything. I feel comfortable, and it's home. So,
Yeah.
um, and
Spirits.
yeah, I told him, I said, yes, there might be spirits, but there are no ghosts.
Yeah. Nothing that's gonna keep you up at night or tip stuff over or do this or do that, like in
Exactly.
my house. So far, they've just been spirits. They're not poltergeists. They're not ghosts. They're just here, and they don't. I don't think they know how to make themselves appear, be known, or maybe that's their way of trying and trying to move on. I don't know.
Have you
I
tried,
haven't asked.
have you tried asking and
I
talking?
have not. I just assumed. I leave that to you.
Ah,
But
ah,
see now, when you were here,
all
there
you
was nothing. There was nothing. What's the word I'm trying to evil about them? They were just here.
Just like the man in the woods.
Yeah, just like the man in the woods. He was just sent to deliver, to make sure that you got the message that you delivered to
Right.
us.
Hey, to make sure you got the message.
Make sure I got the message.
Yes.
Yeah,
Because I get messages and then, I'm human. I forget to give messages that I get. So,
yeah.
um, you know, then they send little reminders.
So he might have been there. He was probably okay. He was probably there for me then. If you, I was supposed to have the message,
Right. You were supposed to get the message.
and I got the message.
You and Nona. Because it was
And,
specifically tell Mike and Nona
oh
that
well, that's good.
Joe is not at your house. She's not at your house. She has moved on.
Moved on,
She is happy and joyful.
and she's probably with Timmy.
Yeah, she's where she wants to be.
Good for her. Anyhow, any any of the other, I guess I've not. The cat sees more of the spirits, and he's the one. He'll come up and tell me. Like the other night, he like when I was telling you about the other night. Well, there no, it wasn't that he was. There was something in there was fucking around with his food, his because he's on that. I got two of those big jugs, and they just constantly feed him his crunchies. Well, something was over there fucking with his food, and his crunchies wouldn't come down. So I told him, I said, no more treats, no more treats. You're done, you fat bastard. I told him. So finally, I got up. I went over. I turned the light on. I looked over. Oh, well, one jug, only one jug had the crunchies were backed up, but the other one had crunchies all over. I mean, they were out in the puddle, in the trough, everywhere. And I went, well, you son of a bitch. So I went over and I dug a bunch of them out. And I said, I don't know what to tell you. I said, I didn't do it. So he went back over and he started crunching. So I don't know. It's things that they sit there and they fuck with me and they fuck with poor old Pia. And Pia, oh, he doesn't get upset. He doesn't fucking do anything. He just comes to me and yells at me.
Well, yeah, that makes sense because he's human. And we got a 2-minute warning.
No fucking. We haven't done a goddamn thing.
2 minutes. So we're going to talk next week about healing light. We're going to talk
Healing
about
light. Oh,
white light protection and green light healing. We're going to talk about that and how to use the universal powers of light to heal yourself and for protection.
yes. Sounds good.
Okay.
We could even put the candles in that. Certain colors of candles go with that too.
Yes. Yes. One thing that people don't understand is, green, they think green brings money. No, green brings in spirits.
Yeah.
So if you want to
It's
channel,
power.
if you want to channel, channel and talk to spirits, burn your green.
Well, put up a bunch of green ones, and you can also put up white substitutes for green if you wanted to. So burn a white one, say I want it green, and that'll do the same fucking thing.
White
Don't
will.
yeah, don't be a lunkhead.
So yeah, don't think that a certain color because it might be the same color as money isn't going to bring in money.
No, no, absolutely not.
All right. Well,
Now, speaking of that, how much time we got?
we got like 20 seconds.
Ain't enough time. Never mind. Maybe next time.
We'll talk about it next time. Bye, guys.
Bye. Bye, guys.